Iceland, the most beautiful place on Earth, where the sun never sets in the summer and the stars shine brightly in the winter. Iceland is known for being cold and having a very scarce population compared to its landmass, but is also known to be the safest country in the world. This is where we live, and we will tell you a few things about the place and the residents. Iceland is known for its mystical nature, towering waterfalls, and volcanic activities.
Don't forget about the elves!
Many examples of such is the new volcano that erupted in 2020, which was known as a tourism volcano, and had many people visiting it even though it wasn't allowed. From the volcanic stream underground, there have been a lot of earthquakes in Iceland, which has caused us to build our houses more sturdy. From that, we can already tell a difference between Iceland and many other countries. From the heat underground, we have also been able to use it to make things such as electricity, warm water, and the Blue Lagoon. Iceland's climate is often cold even during the summer temperatures and rarely goes above 10 degrees Celsius, and the daylight changes drastically depending on if it's summer or winter. During the summer, the sun never sets, and during the winter, if there is good weather, which it rarely is, the sun is maybe visible for maybe 2 to 3 hours, but on the other hand, it is prime time to see the northern lights. There are many traditions in Iceland, such as during Christmas, we used to believe that there were trolls in the mountains that would eat children if they didn't get any new clothing during Christmas. This stems from an old folk tale in which a troll named Grilla and her cat used to eat children that were naughty. From this story, we also have another story about the Icelandic Santas. They were 13 brothers who were all children of Grilla and her husband. And they used to steal from villages like socks and a lot of different things. And from that they have their names, such as Bjúknakrækir, whose name directly translates to sausage thief. Iceland has always been a rather isolated country, and from that we didn't really get any spices. For foreigners, the traditional Icelandic food would be considered bland by others' taste. But we have a lot of different and very good traditional food, such as kjötsúpa, hangikjöt, plokkfiskur, hákarl, even though this one is a bit controversial, and skyr.
Reykjavík is Iceland's capital city. Over a third of the nation's population lives in the capital, and 2/3 live in the capital region, an area consisting of Reykjavík and 7 other municipalities. Reykjavík is a well-known spot for tourists to visit. You can find all sorts of experiences on all corners of the city. Escape rooms, outdoor events, concerts, and dinner. Reykjavík is a magnet for fantastic local food spots. Nearly all food cultures have a popular restaurant here. Austur-India-félagið for Indian, Sushi Train and Ramen Momo for your Japanese fix, Arabian Taste for your Arabian, and so much more. But you cannot forget Bæjarins Bestu, probably the most famous hot dog spot in the world.
There are a lot of impressive buildings such as Perlan, Harpan and Hallgrímskirkja, which is the most popular church in Iceland. In Iceland, the church is very accepting of the LGBTQ+, and a few years ago there was an initiative to paint rainbow crossways in a lot of churches in Iceland.
Gay Pride has been an annual event and a big part of Iceland since 2000, when the first official Gay Pride was held in Iceland. Not many people showed up to Pride at that time, but today it's one of the biggest events of the year, with over 100,000 people showing up and celebrating Pride in 2019. Even before Iceland held its first official Pride, there were many protests that date back to 1993, when people from the LGBTQ+ community gathered in front of the parliament and demanded rights. Gay marriage was legalized in Iceland in 2010, and one of the first people to get married after the law was passed was the former Prime Minister Jóhanna Sigurðardóttir. She got married to her wife Jónína Leósdóttir in 2010. Such a prosperous nation cannot function without a leader, and we have the great Guðni Thorakilas Jóhannsson, or Guðni TH for short. Guðni is one of the 6 presidents of Iceland's history, taking the place of Ólafur Ragnar Grímsson after his unprecedented 20-year stay in office. Guðni was previously a university professor of history before going into office, and he has written numerous articles covering multiple topics like the crash of 2008, the Cod Wars, and the presidency. He also has translated some of Stephen King's work. Guðni is very supportive of Iceland's queer community and was the first president of the nation to formally address the Gleðiganga, or the Gay Pride, and attended it. Iceland is a goldmine for outdoor activities and hobbies. You can go on hikes ranging from very easy up to very difficult. Mountain biking is a fast-growing sport in Iceland, and one of the reasons is because of the environment. You can find easy beginner trails, and you can find difficult and dangerous professional trails, and everything in between all across the country. You can also go scuba dive between the North American and Eurasian plates, where the waterbed is on the surface as they're splitting apart in the middle of Iceland. There's also a good sailing spot in the middle of Reykjavik called Nauthólsvík, where you can go on a sailing course.
Tækniskólinn is Iceland's largest high school with a student body of about 2,500. Numerous people of all ages aspiring to work in the industrial field or in a subject like hairdressing, the arts, submit their applications here every year. In 2022, approximately 2,000 people applied to study here.
K2 is one of the courses in Tækniskólinn. It is the only course to have a class system, so the students end up socializing among themselves because of the more homogeneous environment. K2 is also different in that way that there aren't any standardized tests. Instead, we have a final project where we either do a project relating to climate change or some kind of science. And we are supposed to make a big project around that instead of doing tests. My name is Margrét Nótt. My hobbies include playing basketball, playing video games, board games, Dungeons and Dragons, and Magic the Gathering. I haven't really decided on a career yet, but I know that it's going to be STEM/science based. And I decided to enter K2 because I liked science and I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to learn.
I like reading and watching movies. One of my favorite things to do is going to the cinema. The reason I chose K2 as my study is because I wanted to study computer things, but not too extreme.
My name is Daniel Ingi, and my hobbies are Dungeons and Dragons, video games, watching movies, Magic the Gathering, music, and chess. In the future, I want to pursue programming. My goal is to become an indie game developer and make games for other people. The reason why I came to K2 is because at the time I didn't know what I wanted in a career. And K2 is a pretty open course, so I thought that I could do just about anything, which was correct.
Hello, my name is Jón Björn, and my hobbies are video games, technology, and outdoorsmanship. I also like cycling, as I enjoy being outside. I also like playing Magic the Gathering with friends and Dungeons and Dragons. I'm currently studying in K2 because it sounded interesting, as it has technology and science, which are two of my favorite subjects in school, and a very open course.
My name is Sigurður Stensson. My hobbies mostly include video games, Magic the Gathering, chess, and reading. I chose to attend K2 because it sounded like a fun and modern education.